All right. Well, welcome. My name's Cassie Lemon, and I am the creator of Let's Jam. And we're here today with our next jam session with LaTierra Jarvis.
Hello, hello.
It's a LaTierra. Talk to us a little bit. Share how we know each other.
Well, I met you on the campus of Belmont University. You were mentoring me at the time, and we just formed a beautiful relationship. I really liked how authentic you were, kind of in a space which was new to me. I came from predominantly black high school, so moving into the space of a PWI was not on my bingo card, but it happened, and just trying to navigate that was something that was just, you can't prepare yourself for it. So
Yeah.
having mentors like throughout that program we did was really what got me through the program.
Man, I think it got all of us through the program. Like, because it was so new and it was shifting the culture of the institution, or the initiative, right, is just different than what the institution had experienced prior to. So yeah, I just really appreciated how you just showed up, man. Like, you continue to show up and take on things. And even when I got to leave, like, your contributions of still pouring into the community of Nashville through like community service opportunities. I was really grateful for who you are, LaTierra, and your contributions to my life, to the communities that you continue to serve. So I know this wasn't part of it really, but I just wanted to thank you for that, because I haven't really acknowledged you for just the extraordinary person you were coming into that space and continuing to face it and not let anything deter you from your commitment and your calling on God to be there. So,
Well, I thank you for giving me the opportunity. I think sometimes when we are able to elevate, some people forget where they come from.
yeah.
So you reaching out, just saying, "Hey, I have this. If you're interested, let me know." Just keeping that door open, because you do get busy. You have more obligations as you get older. So having that outlet where I didn't really have to go look, and you're like, "Hey, I have this event. I have that event.
Yeah.
Show up. Let me know what you can do." I think it made it easier for me to show up and be able to contribute without, just feeling too bogged down with too many different things going on.
Right to do. Yeah, yeah, because you are a busy lady.
Always on the go. When I say I'm always on the go,
Yeah, yeah. What had you reach out to me now serving in the capacity of Let's Jam?
so I'm an ICU nurse. Lord have mercy. It's been a long journey, but just with nursing in itself, I feel like it was my calling. It took a while for me to get on the path, because we want to do what we think we want to do, but God kind of redirects us towards where we need to be and where He has called us to be in that space.
Yeah.
So, with me being a nurse, with the situation on why I reached out to Let's Jam, my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. And although like I'm in the nursing space, there are so many different specialties. And cancer is not a specialty that I ever treated or came into contact with. I've dealt with a lot of sick patients, but when it comes to cancer, we always had like a cancer unit, cancer floor. So it set me down. It was like, okay, this is you now. Like, you're on the receiving end of receiving a diagnosis. Now what's the game plan? So initially, just being the nurse that I am and still believing in what my job does and how we do things, we went the traditional route. So mom said she wanted to fight. I said, okay. We kind of came up with a plan with the team. And they were like, we're going to do this med and C. And a lot of medicine is the waiting game. Like, how are you going to respond to this? Or how's it going to make you feel? So we initially went with what they wanted to do. Because one, it's not a space I know about. And mom's like, hey, I trust you, just being in the medical field. But she also knew, like, hey, I will step in if I need to. So I kind of took the background. I was there for all of the appointments and stuff, but still didn't know much about chemotherapy, radiation. I was learning throughout my mother's journey during that time, I got to the point where I felt helpless. I have never felt helpless in that capacity before.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm a competent nurse. I know what I know in my area where I work. But when it's your mom or anybody you love,
right,
it's a little different. It's a little different. So just knowing the medications, knowing what to do for her as far as like lungs, and these are things we do to help our patients, move air. So that part of it, it was like innate. I know this basic nursing, but when the treatment stopped working, that's when I was like in panic mode, because I had never faced this before, and I didn't know drugs, what to do, anything.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with you at lunch just about some personal things you went through with cancer.
Yeah.
So I said, let me reach out and see, because you get to a point of desperation where you're like, I'll do anything to make this situation better.
Right. Yeah.
So reaching out to you, and you were like, come on by, I'll go over some things. And I know in the medical space, we have been using cannabis for a long time. Mm-hmm. They've even tried like the medical grade hoopla for my mom.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Was that synthetic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But you get to a point, just knowing like the stages of life, you get to a point where you're no longer eating.
Yeah.
You're swallowing, all of that,
It's impacted.
So I was speaking to my mom, and she's like, she couldn't keep anything down. She was just at the point where she's tired of medication. Mm-hmm. We're giving her 20 pills a day.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, Mom, I'm going to go see my friend Cassie. She has this company, Let's Jam. She's been telling me about it for a while. Let's look at other ways to try to help you as far as pain, being just comfortable.
Yeah.
And they had put on a lot of medication, because you treat cancer, but there's so many different things around a diagnosis that people don't understand.
Oh,
that I didn't understand until I
we're in it. And then you see the prescription list.
So it's like all of these things, but there are side effects. Yeah. How is it affecting my mom? And sometimes the targeted relief of whatever the medication is, to some people, it does not, it doesn't help them. Right. So they were going up on the pain medicine. Yeah. Oh, we're going to add an antidepressant. Mm-hmm. Oh, so we went.
Here's Adderall.
So we went from 20 to 25. Yeah. Headed towards 30. And I'm like, no. Yeah. We need to come up with something. And she was declining, me being in a position I am. Mm-hmm. When you're on the receiving end, it's hard. But you still know, seeing it so many times, this is where we are. Yeah. So realization set in, and I said, if God were to take my mother, which we had that conversation, I wanted to make sure she was at least comfortable. Yeah. And the meds that they were giving were not making her comfortable. So I kind of expressed that to you, and you were like, come on by. I have a couple of things I want you to look at and try. And with me being in the medical space, I don't know anything about marijuana or any type of
cannabis plant. Yeah.
I don't smoke. I don't know what I'm doing, but when it comes to my mom, we're gonna figure something out.
We're gonna see what's there.
So my sister was like, "You're doing what?" Because I was like, "You guys need to stop." Just seeing. In medical, I'm always telling them, don't do this and don't do that. It's not healthy for you. So when I told them I was coming to see you, and they were like, excuse me?
What changed? Yeah.
But sometimes that's the only option you have.
Yeah.
So coming to see you and going over what amount it is, how it actually works as far as appetite, just calming. I saw a lot of that. I was just willing to try it. And initially, when I brought it home, I was like, hey, Mom, this is what we talked about. And she wanted to start with the jam. Yeah. So initially, she's still taking the medication because we're trying to, follow our doctor's orders.
Yeah.
But she said, don't give me that. So she was just tired of taking the oxy. It wasn't helping. It kept going up and up and up. So we got to the point she was like, let me try the jam. So I'd given her one, the baby spoon, not the big cereal spoon.
Like a teaspoon. Yeah.
So I gave her the smaller spoon and just gave her a scoop of it.
Yep.
And she just sat there and just me with medical and talking to you. She just kind of let it kind of sit in her mouth. And then it was also easy to swallow. We didn't deal with coughing, having to sit up. And, me worried about her choking, the pills.
Because of the impact of the lungs and where the cancer was. Yeah, got it. Yep.
So I like that because she was it went smoothly. She wasn't gagging. So I'm like, this is something I know she can keep down and actually take right now versus the pills. So I'll say about 15 or 20 minutes later, she's just over there I said, Mom, you okay? She said, yeah. I was like, okay. So that's why I texted you. It was like, cat. But it's seeing her, and it wasn't like what I imagined because, again, thinking medical, I didn't use recreationally.
Yeah.
So I only know textbook. So
you don't know a baseline. Like in medical field, right, with medication, you know a baseline. Here, you don't have a concept of a baseline because it's just so new to you. Got it.
So just seeing her response to it,
Yeah.
And she was like, I feel comfortable. It wasn't like she wasn't out.
Yeah.
I felt like she was still present with us. We were still able to watch TV, movies, but she also wanted to do more because it kind of brought her anxiety level.
Yes.
And that is a huge thing we were dealing with because imagine trying to breathe and can't.
Yeah.
So when I saw how she responded to it literally brought down. And she was like, I'm going to go on the porch. So we were all like, let's do it. I mean, we moved the whole living room to the porch.
Really?
And that was the first time I'm like, okay, let me reach out and say, hey.
Yeah.
So I noticed because I would give her medicine. We had a rotation going. So nighttime, she would always want anxiety medication. She would want her oxy. And we would have to spread it out, of course. But she was like, just give me a scoop of the jam.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, she's really taken to this. She's wanting to do more because her anxiety's not so high. And she's not trying to breathe. Lungs are...
She's not moving because her lungs are have mass and cancer throughout them. So she is stationary because she's scared to move because if she gets out of breath, am I able to catch my breath again?
The jam brings her down. And she's like, let's just try to... She would initiate.
You didn't tell me all this.
See, you need to... Look, I have to bring my sister next time and my dad because we would rotate. Yeah. With me working still, nursing. Yeah. But everybody was like, I want to try some of that, I was like, oh my God.
Your dad, and your sister and everybody? Yeah.
Just seeing how it helped her. Yeah. And I noticed she was like, oh, she would turn down the oxy, which that's the medication we were going up on the week before. Right. That's going to help.
Wow. Yeah.
So... She liked strawberry the best. So we did that. Yeah. And then also appetite. Yeah. It would take a while. I would say she started to decline a little bit. And not even not wanting to eat at that particular point when I initially got the medication. But everything was nasty. It just, or blah. Yeah. And then you do the jam, she would kind of, relax and stuff. And she's like, cut me a whole watermelon. And just, even though it wasn't what we normally saw her do, I was just excited that she wanted to eat. Yeah. And it wasn't a struggle to get a bite down her throat. She was like, hey, let me have this or let me do this. But also the anxiety with trying to eat and chew but can't breathe. Yeah. I felt like that kind of calmed as well after doing jam. So there was a shift with that. And I talked to her doctor.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because they encourage like doing other alternatives, but being employed by so and so, you can't. You still have a license to protect.
Yeah.
And I was just telling them like, hey, I have a friend that this is what she does, and she said, I can't advise you. The doctor response to things. I can't advise you, but if it's working for her, let me know what I can do. So I kind of mentioned that to her, and she was like, we had home hospice too. Mm-hmm. So they would come and, they count the meds, especially if they're narcotics. Yeah. And they're like, was she taking any? No. We were just doing the jam. Wow. Yeah, she really loved it. Wow. She really did. So I appreciated my family, my sisters, like everybody noticed the change. Wow. And even though Mom was declining, and me being in the medical field, I knew. Yeah. But just to see that she was comfortable. Yeah. And not struggling to breathe. Mm-hmm. So I would say, hey, Mom, let's do some jam and kind of rest, you know? It warmed my heart, but, also you're struggling because you're mourning somebody while they're still present. Yes. But being able to do something for them while they're here. Mind you, I was a dealer out here. I was getting it from the fridge, So, I was a dealer. But just seeing her rest. Like, me and my sister, I remember... I have like 2 recliners, kind of like this. Just 2 recliners, and her hospice bed would sit to the side of us. Yeah. And I had given her some, and my sister kind of like tapped me, and we looked over, and she was just like, with her little bald head, just sleep. Yeah. But all that day we had been like struggling. She was like, I can't breathe. She's trying to move around and all of that. So I was just like, let's get that jam. I think it became my answer.
It's, I really thank you for resharing. I know your mom has recently just passed too. Mm-hmm. So I just, again, thank you for coming on and sharing your story and your experience and going into, like, I knew that it helped spike the appetite because you'd call me the next day, and your dad in the background was like, keep on doing what you do. And I'm like, well, I get, like, I've stopped ignoring when God sends communication like that, I shared how when you came over to my house, how deeply connected I felt, one, because I care about you so much, and I'm so grateful of you being in my life, and I know how much you love your family. And so to be able to stand with you and your family, to be able to provide that, because as we talked about, I watched my cousin at 15 fight cancer too, where when she had passed, it was about the size of a football, the mass on her lungs. Mm. So when you talk about your mom not being able to lay comfortably, like, I stayed the night with her one night, and she screamed through the whole night, laying on the floor, because nothing could bring her comfort. So experiencing that, she was 14, I was 15, and then my dad, who had gallbladder cancer, and like you said, you sit there and you watch these people suffer, and you feed them pill after pill, and just no relief or comfort. It's so, it just means a lot that you, again, trusted us, and then even just shared what that meant to you, because that is the birth of this product. I share a lot about my mom being diagnosed with Parkinson's, but really it was the birth of watching people battle cancer and chronic disease and not getting enough relief. So thank you for sharing with us your mom's story and how present she got to be with you guys at the end. And I didn't know that she had chosen to stop taking pharmaceuticals, to pursue this.
They weren't helping.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
for some people, they do. They help until the end.
Yeah.
But they kept saying, oh, we're going to go to 5. We're going to go to 10. We're going to go to 15. We were even in talks about adding something else on. They had called me and talked about morphine, and she was like, I don't want to be drugged out. Because it's like, I need help with
managing the pain.
When you use pharmaceuticals, you have one thing that it targets and 25 side effects.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think she got to a point and was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't and I had to understand, but also like, you helped me in a way that, unbeknownst to me, you've been knowing me for so long, and I'm always like black or white. You know what I'm saying? So even approaching you, I'm like, I don't even know cannabis. I know about it. I've read about it. I know medical side of it, like what they use it for, but seeing you help me look at it differently as a form of treatment and not abuse. Yeah. Because when I see it, it is on the abuse end. Yeah. Where we're treating for other ailments. Yes. Right? But even when they came and they were talking about the synthetic form. Yeah. My mom said, girl,
if you don't go get me something that comes from the earth.
I try to follow, try to follow the regimen. Yeah. And I had this Sunday through Saturday pills. I would do 5 weeks in a row. Yeah. And we went back and they were like, how's it helping you? And she was like, you can go and take that off. Yeah. Because it wasn't doing anything for her. Right. But when you're taught, that
this is bad, that this is...
So the connotation around it now for me has changed. Yeah. Like, I have conversations with my godmom because, God mom. So she's always like, this is not this. Yeah, that. But when you have an experience like I did where I didn't see the negative effects, like, I think we're always told, like, it does this and blah, blah, and, all these things. And then also the form that you bring it in. Mm-hmm. Because medical mind is, when people inhale it, I think about lungs. Yeah. And just knowing the lungs and how I've seen people struggle with, like, lung conditions and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so she's fighting a lung condition.
Yes, during the same time. Yeah. It's lung cancer. Yeah. So initially, it's like, okay, how do we go about this? Like, I literally was like, what do I do? Me and my sisters had a conversation. We were online, and it was like soursop and this and that. And we're doing all this research because you're going to fight for your mom. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I was like, if God will allow my mom, I'm going to find something. Yeah. Let his will be done. Yes, yes. I don't want to interfere with that. Right. But I also want to do my part in making sure she is comfortable if that is his will. Yes. So I kind of toggle with that. And again, my family was looking at me like, you're going to meet who for what? Because I'm always the person like... Yeah. It's black
like,
or white.
Exactly. Your community that you saw growing up in was recreational use to a point to where it left an impact on you and how you viewed this plant. And it's funny because I've also heard Snoop Dogg talk a little bit about his experience, smoking when he's like, I didn't even realize I was medicating myself at the time for stress, anxiety, like all the, right? So we will, but again, what you're seeing growing up is what perceiving as recreational use. And again, an escapism where, again, the product itself or the plant itself is so powerful.
In healing.
And how it connects in the body. Exactly. And how it differentiates from body to the chemistry of each other's bodies to the different breakdowns of each plant. Like it is a healing plant.
But I think the approach, because you know how you have, we call it like the old school, new school, and how like older people and younger people, how there is a disconnect. Yeah. doing a jam helped bridge that for me.
Oh, yes.
Doing a jam, and then, started reading about, you were like, hey, I want to get into gummies and, how they are taken differently, or the
Tinctures, yeah.
Lord, pray. But even that,
thinking orally versus like through the stomach and liver versus through the lungs, yeah.
Because you had given me some of that, so we tried that too.
Yeah.
But just seeing how quickly.
Wow.
Because, in the end, one, you're desperate.
Yeah.
Two, I'm visibly seeing a decline. I'm visibly seeing the pain. And I'm like, this is, a drug which a drug is a drug, right?
Yeah.
But my brain thought about the negative side. That's all.
The impact of what you saw in your high school days or whatever growing up.
But now,
yeah.
I read. So it's different for me now. It's different. And when I hear people talk about it, or when I hear my conversation is different, because you change, when you have an experience, sometimes
100%.
You're blinded.
Yeah.
I was blinded.
Yeah.
I only knew what I had been taught or saw growing up. And I've seen it ruin people's lives.
Yeah.
But I've seen it, help my mom. So different. But I was just dealing out here. I was like, you ready for your jam?
You were.
But honestly and truly, I just thank you, because when I tell you I had talked to her team, we were going back and forth with the doctors, and it's like, at some point I was like, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're sending her home to us and you're not seeing what we see,
Yeah.
So I do appreciate, you went over every single one with me.
Yeah.
The dose, how to administer, you helped my nurse brain figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just being, on it, and I just was like, I just sat back and was like, my mind shifted and was like, something that I had put a negative context on for my entire life is now the very thing that is my only option. My only option. So as I sit in my house now, my mom, kind of dealing with the aftermath of her passing. I tell my siblings when we do talk all the time, I'm like, I'm glad she went peacefully. She was around family.
Yes.
And she wasn't hurting.
And she was coherent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she got to be with you all the last few days,
To the very last, before I got the call.
Yeah.
And she was like, let's watch TV, talking. And
oh, man.
On the anxiety medication, all that shit, slumped over.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Mom, trying to. But that, it brought her down, but it didn't put her out.
Yeah.
It brought her down and didn't put her out.
Yep.
So I just. I'm like, let's jam.
Let's jam.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Man, that's really special. Like, my dad was on liquid Dilaudid, right? Dilaudid.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, when he passed, I think he was in a coma for at least 24 hours, probably before he finally deceased. So, like, to be able to, again, have that coherent period to the very end, that's really special. Really special. So, man.
So we got the strawberry flavor, though. But do you have more flavors? I know it's been a minute since you caught
We
up.
have blackberry and we have Christmas jam. Christmas jam is about to be out of season, though. Well, I've got a couple left, but the season's about to come back in, so I'll be making more. But yes, that one is oranges, cranberries, strawberries, and then nutmeg, clove, and cinnamon. So it's literally like Christmas in a jar. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I had people dazed on Christmas.
I mean, I take it to every family function now too.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I just know. Well, yeah. Actually, I did it to my mom's side too. My dad's side, I just let them know, like, hey, if you guys want some jam, because we always have hot rolls, in every meal, and again, it helps bring down the anxiety
You
and
said hot
stress.
rolls?
Hot rolls.
Just rolls?
Yeah, you don't call them a hot roll.
Because I would assume they're hot.
Yeah, I guess I never really.
We do like cornbread a lot.
Oh, do you? Yeah, we always did. We did hot rolls more than we did biscuits.
Okay.
Especially for like family, like Sunday suppers and stuff with like the family. But Christmas time, I took it to my mom's side, and everyone 65 and up put some on the jar or on their that was biscuits that day. And I was
Just
like, this is exactly
that.
what I wanted.
Just think about you just saying 65 and up.
Yeah.
Polypharmacy.
The what?
Polypharmacy. Like 65 and up deal with like taking a lot of pills.
Yeah.
Trying to have a schedule.
Yes.
And all these things. If you can find something that helps so many different things.
Yes, and that
for so many different pills you're taking.
I met a woman who was living in Florida, like through Nashville. She was originally from West Virginia, but she got off 7 medications from medical marijuana. Again, different product, different breakdown and stuff, but yeah, 7 pharmaceuticals. Yeah, and
I
the
think
thing
it's the
is,
education of it. Just
oh yeah,
learning and
yeah.
Finding out different ways to do things is
Yes.
not.
Yeah. And it's also not saying that you have to replace what you're pursuing with Western medicine. Like my mom is on 20 different pharmaceuticals and still uses this as a supplement. Larita, who we just interviewed, her mom has dementia. Again, numerous amounts of pharmaceuticals. She actually, it would be interesting for you to go back and listen to hers because she talked about sundowning with dementia patients, and her mom was hospitalized, and they started bringing in the jam because that was the only thing she wasn't taking, and that it started changing. That was the only thing that helped. So
You haven't dealt with sundowning?
yeah,
Grandmama will beat the hell out of you. Sundowning?
yeah. So she
They
was
recover.
sharing specifically like how much the product had been helping her mom. And again, being in that situation where your routine's out, again, our older population, in particular with that disease, right? Routines are very important to keep stability within the individual. But yeah.
What is your take on, with being a founder of Let's Jam?
Yeah.
And you realizing like this is a space that we need, but I feel like we're not there yet because it took me to have an experience to want to learn and open up to the possibility of it because you have, again, people that are black and white.
Yeah. And we're in the South. And, I was on a podcast earlier this year with a man from California who was maybe 4 years older than me.
Okay.
But I was having a hard time conceptualizing my perspective of people looking down because 96, when it went medical in California, he had family that were already interacted with it. So he grew up around it as a medical plant for a very long time. And so like when I'm talking about at farmers markets here sometimes, there are people giving me looks or saying things, or even with my own family, it's still very stigmatized